Well, have you ever noticed how news articles or journalists love that gotcha moment? So basically, all the experts, as well as all the people who were commenting, were ready to declare a EV like a scam. But here's my question. Where's the headline that says that fuel cars exaggerate their fuel economy? Because, spoiler alert, they do. And they've been doing it for literally decades. At least the car that I drove. This article from drive.com.au covered a major AAA study in Australia. They tested popular EVs in real-world conditions, not on a lab track. And guess what? BYD Aero 3 advertised 480 kilometers. Real world, 369 kilometers. That's a 23% shortfall. Well, Tesla Model 3, 14% down. Tesla Model Y and EV6, around 8% less. And Smart, the overachiever, only 5% short. Now, these numbers aren't wrong. They're just different from the perfect conditions that the manufacturers use to predict these numbers. And let's be honest, if you ever driven your EV in winter with your heater on, with full boot, and going uphill, you already know those range figures are more of a suggestion rather than a guarantee. And if you're remotely interested in EVs and how they work, then you must have heard about NEDC and WTP cycles, right? And you would be, I'm sure, aware that even those cycles or prediction methods are more representative of what you might get in the perfect conditions, when your aircon is off, when there's not any extra luggage in the boot. But here's the part missing from those articles, that a fuel car, may it be petrol, diesel, or hybrid, they never meet their claimed range as well. But EVs just being a new technology, it's very easy for people to get on the hype train and, bash them in the sense that, oh, they don't give enough range or they don't meet the claims that they're doing. But if you look closely, they are always saying these are predictions. And the worst part? After reading the Drive article, I just Googled EV not meeting its range. I found that every car journalist site actually covered the same article. And if you think about it, I have interest in tech and EV, but think about all the people who believes those reputed sources like drive.com.au or even RACV, RACQ websites. They might assume that EVs are meant to give those ranges which manufacturers claim. And the fact that those big articles or news articles are covering that there's a scam going on or hinting that EVs are missing the mark by almost 23% might deviate people from actually buying them. Well, in few car findings, AAA claimed that 77% of the vehicle which are fuel powered, like petrol, hybrids or diesel, miss the mark as well. And with them, it's not just about missing the mark on fuel or economy. It's about missing some pollution standards as well. Yet, where's that outrage? Where's the suggestions that buying a petrol car might cost them more than the manufacturers suggest? And I remember me driving my old Ford, which actually suggested 6 kilometers per 100 kilometers of range, but reality, around 10 kilometers. And that too, me driving like a grandpa, not driving Fast and Furious style. It's like when things are new, people like to scrutinize the things and avoid the change. But when they get old, they either forget about the flaws or they just accept them. And here's another thing. Those lab tests, whether for EV or petrol, are done under ideal conditions. Steady speed, no traffic, perfect weather, no aircon. Well, it's like taking an athlete's training perfect run and assuming they're gonna run at that same pace in every session. Real world driving is messy. Weather matters. Tire pressure matters. How often you floor it matters. It's like your smartphone. Apple might say up to 20 hours battery life. but you watch Netflix or play PUBG, and you see how quickly that disappears. And yet, with petrol cars, we just shrug. But with EVs, somehow we tend to expect the full marketed range. And you know the funniest bit? I was reading through the details, and the tests that AAA ran were not even with new vehicles. And if you're aware, if you buy an EV, your range or the maximum capacity for the battery to hold the current decreases over time. There's a reason my Tesla used to show 440 kilometers of range, which currently shows 410. Considering it's less than 10% of depreciation in 4 years of me driving over 65,000 kilometers, it's really good. But you need to own an EV or know about how the EV and battery chemistry works for you to be able to, understand and appreciate it. Again, with EVs, it's like people expecting a marathon runner to run on flat, uphill, downhill, in water, and give the same range, which definitely is not practical. So here's the takeaway. Lab numbers are like menu photos. Perfect, ideal, and not real life. And that doesn't make a meal bad. It just means that you need to manage your expectations. And if you're going to criticize EV for falling short, let's be fair and apply the same yardstick to petrol cars. Because the truth is, both camps play the same game. So for now, I'll leave you with this thought. One day, EVs will be so normal that you would forget about 10% shortfall. Like, I got 2 of them, and I manage my expectations of the driving range by knowing exactly what I'm gonna get in a 100% charged car. And you would be able to do that too. Until then, let's try to keep the conversation real and try not to focus on drama. So, how's your experience been with your EV, and what's your range that you're getting from them? Leave that in the comment section. I'll be surely reading them. And if you like the video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next drive.